From the NATO summit to the Middle East, world leaders have delivered strong messages on the escalating US-Iran crisis. Here's a quick roundup of who said what. US President Donald Trump said America struck Iran very hard after attacks on cargo ships in the Strait of Hormuz.
We just hit them very hard, and I say we hit them 20 to 1. Every time they hit us, we're going to hit them 20. And we did it last night. They did a little something today, but it was really retribution for last night. They hit actually 3 boats, not 2. And when they hit, we hit back much harder.
Are we returning to full-scale?
It's another way of doing it. We have many ways we can win, but we've already won militarily. They have very little. They have very little left, and they want to make a deal so badly. They called a little while ago. They want to make a deal so badly. I just don't know if they're worthy of making a deal. I don't know that they're going to honor the deal. That's the problem.
If they want to make a deal.
He claimed the ceasefire was effectively over, insisting another full-scale war was unlikely, and also repeated his claim that he had prevented a nuclear conflict between India and Pakistan while promising to expand US defense production.
Think of it, India and Pakistan. You know, because you covered it, that war was raging. They were a week into it, 11 planes were shot down, and that war was going to go nuclear. The Prime Minister of Pakistan said President Trump saved from 30 to 50 million lives. Well, guess what? It could have been a lot more than that.
Iran's top negotiator Mohammad Bakr Kalibaf warned that any further US military action would be met with immediate retaliation. He accused Washington of breaking its commitment and said the Strait of Hormuz would only operate under arrangements determined by Iran. French President Emmanuel Macron condemned Iran's attacks on US bases but backed continued negotiations.
Il y a eu une violation de cet accord par les frappes iraniennes qui ont conduit à une réponse américaine. Je pense que les Iraniens ont tout tort de faire ces frappes qui contreviennent à ce qu'ils ont eux-mêmes signé, qui était préparé à Islamabad et signé à Lucerne. Pour autant, aujourd'hui, nous sommes toujours dans le cadre des 60 jours. Ma compréhension, c'est que les réunions qui sont prévues dans ce cadre vont continuer de se tenir et il faut continuer d'avancer avec beaucoup de calme, de sang-froid et de patience. Et nous défendons toujours le même agenda. La paix et la stabilité, la réouverture du détroit d'Ormuz sans condition ni péage, la paix et la stabilité au Liban, c'est-à-dire le retrait des armes du Hezbollah, le retrait de toute force étrangère du sol libanais et les capacités offertes au Liban pour se protéger lui-même, et un cadre de sécurité pour tout le monde avec des négociations qui aboutissent sur le nucléaire et le balistique iranien. Et donc les discussions vont se poursuivre.
German Chancellor Friedrich Merz welcomed Trump's positive tone at the NATO summit.
Bei einem Schlussstatement kam der Satz vor, der mich persönlich etwas überrascht, aber auch sehr gefreut hat. There is a feeling of love in the air. Also das ist ein Schlusssatz, mit dem man, glaube ich, einen solchen NATO-Gipfel, der unter so medial auch schwierigen Vorzeichen stand, gut abschließen kann. Ich fahre jedenfalls in dem sicheren Gefühl zurück nach Deutschland, dass wir einen großen Beitrag geleistet haben, dass die NATO zusammenbleibt. Und wir haben ihm aus der europäischen Sicht heraus alle gesagt, trotzdem muss es jetzt eine belastbare und dauerhafte Vereinbarung mit dem Iran geben, der die Straße von Hormuz dauerhaft öffnet, ohne irgendwelche Zölle oder irgendwelche Gebühren, und dass es vor allem zu einem Abkommen kommen muss über das Atomprogramm des Iran.
While Italy's Giorgia Meloni defended her close ties with the US president, Spain's Pedro Sánchez also downplayed tensions with Trump, calling their meeting cordial.
Guardi, per quello che riguarda il posto ho detto che non sarei tornata su questo argomento e non tornerò su questo argomento. Per quello che riguarda l'investimento politico, io non mi pento di nulla di quello che ho fatto. Io ho fatto un investimento politico per convinzione sull'unità dell'Occidente, l'ho rivendicato a 360 gradi, non è una strategia che ho messo in campo con l'arrivo di Donald Trump e lei mi è testimone su questo. L'ho fatto con tutti gli interlocutori che ho trovato di fronte. Chiaramente con Donald Trump c'erano delle affinità, ci sono delle affinità su alcuni temi della politica, l'immigrazione, la cultura woke, per cui chiaramente ritenevo che potesse essere più semplice. Le cose stanno andando come abbiamo visto, ma non cambio idea su quale sia l'interesse italiano. È stato un confronto molto positivo, poi ormai un po' in punta di piedi, ma insomma è stato clima costruttivo, positivo, di unità, e quindi non si è parlato di queste questioni. Per quello che riguarda le truppe americane, allo stato attuale a noi non è stato comunicato alcun disimpegno formale. Dopodiché voi sapete che nella NATO si discute di burden shifting, no? Cioè di come gli alleati europei, cioè la colonna europea della NATO, debba assumere maggiore responsabilità all'interno del territorio europeo per consentire alla colonna americana di dispiegarsi su altri quadranti che sono oggi considerati prioritari. La presenza di alcuni capi di Stato e di governo dell'area Indo-Pacifica un po' racconta come.
At the UN Security Council, Pakistan condemned all forms of conflict-related sexual violence and urged stronger protection for civilians, especially women and children. Ambassador Asim Iftikhar Ahmed said the international community must match its commitments with meaningful justice and accountability for victims.
More than 25 years after Resolution 1325 and nearly 2 decades after Resolution 1820 recognized conflict-related sexual violence as a distinct threat to international peace and security, the international community must ask the logical question: have we matched our commitments with protection, justice, and dignity for victims and survivors? The Secretary General's latest report provides a sobering answer. Verified cases of conflict-related sexual violence rose sharply in 2025. These were often marked by extreme brutality and disproportionately targeted women and girls. Yet, as the report also reminds us, the recorded cases represent only a fraction of the reality, owing to stigma, fear of reprisals, absence of services, and chronic underreporting.
The White House rejected criticism over Iran's World Cup travel arrangements, saying the decision for the Iranian team to stay in Tehran instead of the United States worked smoothly. Officials described the cross-border setup as beneficial for everyone involved.
I think it's important to point out that the Iranians chose to go to Tijuana. We were happy with that choice. I think the Mexicans were very happy with that choice. I think the Iranians, as they said, were very happy with that choice as well. I think what we tried to do here on the White House Task Force was apply common sense to making sure the athletes could have fair play on the pitch, while also making sure, as Secretary Rubio and Secretary Mullen have stated previously, that anybody with IRGC connections was not going to get into the United States of America utilizing a soccer tournament as that excuse. In Los Angeles, they were able to come a day early for the match. For comparison's sake, the U.S., they were in Orange County. They took a bus ride, a longer bus ride than the flight was for the Iranians. They would come up the morning of the match. So they came in the day before the match for Los Angeles. For Seattle, it was 2 days because we knew that flight was a little over 3 hours. So we wanted to make sure they had that extra day so we could achieve the parity.
As military tensions rise and diplomacy struggles to keep pace, leaders across the world are offering sharply different messages, some warning of further escalation while others continue pushing for dialogue.